again, I'm not in the middle of it. What do they say? My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it, so I'm good.
Thank you.
I think he's rapping.
Yeah, I like it.
I ain't in it. Hey, I hope you're into it. Gupper and the gang here on the Red and Blue Review, talking football.
Hey, now.
In addition to basketball, say hello to Darryl Bird of the Cat's Paws, talking Louisville football recruiting.
Yeah, and like, make fun of my white boy host rapping. Oh my gosh, we don't need that.
Yo.
Louisville's football recruiting is going so well under Charlie Strong, they signed 0 kids out of Louisville. That makes an impression, buddy. That's strong.
Charlie Strong, Howie Lindsay, Louisville Sports Reporter.
Now, what do you criticize Kentucky for at this point? Their basketball team is essentially the Harlem Globetrotters, and the rest of the SEC are the Washington Generals. Did you see that Tennessee game? Come on, give me something to work with here.
Well, you do have recruiting. Yeah. I got a text this week saying that Kentucky had the 14th ranked recruiting class in the SEC, and I said there's only 12 teams.
Yeah.
Well, they're 14 now, but
14.
That's how bad it is.
Move down 2 slots.
We're going to get into all of that and more as we get into the lightning round. Who's hot for Kentucky is Anthony Davis. Tennessee coach Quanzo Martin says having Anthony Davis is like winning college basketball's version of the lottery.
When you have a guy like that, I mean, they come along once in a lifetime. He just changes the game for you. So you can do more things on the perimeter. You can pressure more. You can push guys into him to make plays. But he's a presence down there.
Well, I've had one already. I had Marcus Camby, so it's twice in a lifetime now. And I'm hoping for 3 and 4 in a lifetime. But he doesn't command the ball. I mean, he's just playing. If you pass him up, he doesn't get mad about it. You know, he rebounds, he blocks shots.
I mean, it's just a monster down low.
I mean, he's just so active, and he just plays with a whole lot of energy without the ball. So, I mean, it's just hard to stop guys like that are just being so active on defense and offense when it comes to getting offensive rebounds on missed shots and just putting them back with dunks or just blocking shots, helping out any guy's man that drives.
And the funny thing is, the eventual #1 pick in the NBA draft has gotten a lot better as the season has gone along. Hitting outside shots like that, he's gotten much, much stronger, much more physical on the rebounding end of it, where early in the year he was just flying in and doing it with his athleticism. But Calipari's right. The kid just loves playing. It's ridiculous, isn't it? You can't even get used to it after all these games. I've never seen him get angry. He's always happy. In the LSU game, when he got taken down from behind the two-handed pull down, you didn't see him jump up and want to fight somebody. He's like, yeah, whatever, I'll just go on and keep playing. That's all he does. One game he had 2 points, and so what? I'll just go do my thing.
You know, we were talking about him after the game about that, why he doesn't get angry, and he says, it didn't do any good. I can't lose control out there and play. I mean, remarkable maturity for a young kid. Well, one of the things happening with the Kentucky team is one of the things that's hot with the Louisville team, and that's team chemistry. Cards won 3 straight. Russ Smith and Peyton Siva say that chemistry is coming together.
That's one thing that we did as a team, and we came together as a team. Just everybody just keep on having each other's backs. That was a big thing.
And as a team, we need to just worry about taking care of things on the court and not so much worry about what's going on the sidelines. We're going to listen to Coach. We're going to hear what we have to say. But if there's some things on the court that we can control ourselves, then that's what's most important.
Did you catch that? I'm sensing a theme. The more I talk to Louisville players after these games, the more I'm sensing a theme of early in the season, and especially during that losing stretch, there was a lot of, well, Coach did this, well, Coach did that, well, Coach took me out, well, Coach took it. They've started to concentrate on things they can control as a team. When you're out there on the court, what do you do personally? That's what Russ Smith was talking about. That's what I've heard Peyton Siva talk about. That's what I've heard Kyle Keurig talk about. It's a lot less, well, Coach doesn't play me enough, Coach plays me, that kind of thing. And it's more, what am I doing while I'm on the court?
What's not hot at the University of Kentucky, according to Cal, wink, wink, is this team is not physical enough. But Terrence Jones told me after the Tennessee game, the first time the Cats played in Knoxville, he and his teammates figured out finally how rough and tumble it is in SEC basketball.
I think it helped a lot. We just play a lot tougher. I mean, I think we learned from the first game that we played them, and we just been learning from game to game since, and just playing stronger and through bumps. And it's just been working for us, and just helping us get better as a team.
There were still plays that you got to want it. Terrence went baseline and McBee kind of pushed him and he never got to the rim. Come on, now that's got to be a dunk. Just go dunk the ball. So we're still not there. What they did to Anthony Davis is absolutely, when he caught the ball at the top of the key, mushed him. And again, that means toughness. And he just got rid of the ball a couple times. He wasn't ready to really be physical. So we got a long way to go with that. But we've made strides.
A long way to go. I feel like I'm watching Remember the Titans and Denzel Washington say, we will be perfect in every aspect. And what fun it must be to be the coach, and you're going to have to start inventing problem areas to talk about to keep motivating your team. The toughness issue was a little bit of a challenge. It's not anymore. Not. You see it here.
Look at all 5 guys together there, too.
Yeah. Coming to each other's aid, and they rushed to Davis's aid when he got pulled down the LSU game. The toughness had to come along because it does take a while to get the handle of that at this level, how physical the games are, and it's all legal for the most part. You can bump all you want. They had to learn that, and they have in SEC play, and they've been very physical the last 2 games, so Cal's going to have to go find something else to complain about.
Well, it's not hard for the University of Louisville. Darryl talked about this earlier, is the Cards in their own county. Louisville did not sign one football player from the largest city in our state.
Well, when you think about it, and you want to take care of home first, and you look at Jefferson County, we didn't get any players, but we did go get Hunter Bowles and Josh Manley. And what we want to do is take care of home. It's always taking care of your state first. And then what I said earlier is that if you look at last year, the top 3 players without a state, this year one of the top players without a state. And I don't know, and I would say this, I don't know if they think Louisville is good enough for them for some reason, but I can say this, we can go to other places and get good players, and I don't know why we can't take care of our own state and take care of our own home.
This is a growing source of frustration for Charlie Strong, and it started, I think, with Lamar Dawson. It's kind of festered and festered and festered. The DeMarcus Smith thing really frustrated them. I think what he's used to at Florida is when Florida offers a kid, they commit. That's what happens. And what he wants to have happen in the city of Louisville is when you offer a Joey Warburg or an Ace Wales, they commit. In Warburg's case, he had committed to Illinois. They lost their coach, and by that time, Louisville filled up on offensive linemen. He had to go to Purdue. And in Wales' case, he just didn't commit fast enough. They got another running back, and he lost out. Now he's at Western. So for Charlie, it's just so frustrating for him that those few guys that they're going to pick out of Louisville, they're not going to offer a whole lot. But when they do, those guys, he wants them to commit right away.
And Howie, it hasn't always been like that. You and I recall in the days of Bob Redmond coaching at Mayo, every good player at Mayo played college football at Louisville.
Well, and you think about it, it was even the year prior. They got 3 guys out of Fern Creek. They got Devontae Parker out of Ballard, who's a tremendous prospect. So they'll recruit Louisville, and they'll recruit Louisville well. But every now and then you'll get kids who just do not want to stay home. They're not considering Louisville, or they just take too long in their decision.
The buzz in the good way for the University of Kentucky is Marcus Teague. Kentucky is playing its best basketball of the season right now. Marcus Teague playing his best basketball of the season right now. That is not a coinky-dink.
The guy that has the ball, if he's playing well, you got a chance. If he's not playing well, you have no chance. Now, he could play well and you still lose because everybody else is playing bad. But they could all play well if he's playing poorly and you can't win. He is really listening. He's playing the way we need him to play.
And, I'm a lot more comfortable out there. It's just coming a lot easier for me now, just reading situations and just playing smart.
You told me earlier that Deron warned you that it was the hardest position to play. Was it even harder than he warned you?
Yeah, it was harder. It kind of slapped me in the face early. I was throwing a lot of turnovers, making a lot of mistakes, playing too fast. It takes time.
I spent a lot of time with Marcus after the game talking, because I've been watching him from day one and talking to him since early on. He's the first point guard, and it's only the third under Calipari, who really wears his emotions on his sleeves. And he was so frustrated early in the year. He would back-talk Calipari. The body language was just awful. And he admitted, as I said, it kind of slapped him in the face. It's really hard for a high school kid to give up 28 points per game scoring. That's who my worth is built on the fact I score 28 points a game, and I'm not going to do that here. And that takes a while for that to kind of grow into that and to accept that, well, as he said, now he tells me, I'm okay if everybody else gets 30. I'll just take the lower points. I'll take I think he averages 8.8. Yeah. And he's okay with that. And Cal's right. He made a really interesting point, Calipari did. Everybody else can play really well, and if your point guard has a terrible game, you're probably not going to win because he controls so much of it.
Well, obviously, Cal has no problem playing freshmen. Rick Pitino is criticized for not playing talented freshmen enough. He says that Shane Bohannon is just one of those rare birds.
Every team has one guy like Shane. I think Wayne, if healthy, would have been physically ready to go. I think obviously Angel and Jack aren't, but they're improving dramatically. Both guys are getting a lot better. I think Jack is getting very close with the last week of practice for me not to be afraid to play him. I am afraid to play Angel right now because of passing and defense and the physical aspect of it. You'd like to have one or two freshmen every year that are ready to play. We're recruiting some right now that are definitely ready to play.
And it remains to be seen what the recruiting philosophy is going to be like next year and the year after and that kind of thing. I know that this year they planned on playing Wayne Blackshear and Shane Bohannon quite a bit. Of course, Blackshear has not worked out. Shane Bohannon's played a lot. But there's going to be that lingering criticism of Rick Pitino that he doesn't want to play freshmen, that he's afraid to play freshmen. And he kind of said it himself when he was talking about Angel Nunez. He's not physically ready to play, and he can't play my defense. And that's really what it came down to. I think there are freshmen out there that Louisville could play as freshmen, but I think Louisville's only got really two right now, and one of them's hurt.
On our Facebook red and blue version, apparently Darryl has now perfected the Pitino filter. Look at this little poster from Roger Keene. Says, what a perfect red and blue. Couldn't hear a thing Pitino said. Now if we just get that mic in Howie's hands. Now, does he mean he wants the mic out of your hands or in your hands?
I think he just wants me muted.
Muted.
You can't mute me. You're never going to mute me. I'm going to keep coming. No. I maybe tone it down a little.
No, it's Gilligan's Island. You can't mute me.
I've heard that before somewhere. Hey, be sure to join us for the Red and Blue Polar Plunge Challenge to benefit Special Olympics of Kentucky. These guys heading to Lexington on the 18th to jump in frigid cold water to help those with intellectual disabilities. Guys, can't wait to see you getting cold.
Do I get blamed or criticized at all if I hope the 60-degree weather hangs on?
Let's go with it.
Oh, you know it's going to dive to below zero February 18th, the day of the Ole Miss game in Lexington. So come out, watch Howie get his before you go to the Ole Miss game that day at Rupp Arena.
Well, you know, they always said the day Howie shows up in Lexington, you know what's going to freeze over. So that may be the day. Go to SOKY.org, click on red and blue, make a donation for these guys on behalf of Special Olympics Kentucky. When we come back, we'll tell you why Charlie Strong may be up for a movie role after our star tells us about the Cat's Paws website.
What star?
Go ahead, Howie.
Absolutely right. CatsPaws.com, we've been talking about the last few shows. If you were not there for National Signing Day, it's not too late. Our website is still flooded with tons and tons of stories. The offensive line, we break it down position by position. I've got 2 stories on Patrick Towles alone, plus another story on another quarterback. It's just nonstop fun on signing day, and we'll have a lot of coverage from this weekend's game, South Carolina as well. CatsPaws.com, 30-day free trial is still underway.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, stop by Allstate Ford and test drive a new Edge or Explorer. Or visit us online at allstatetrucks.com. Allstate Ford on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
I am not going in there. I'm not going in there either, and you can't make me. You can't make me.
Darryl can't make Howie take the polar plunge, but you can. Hi, I'm Gary Guffin, the president of Special Olympics Kentucky. Card fans, wouldn't you love to see Darryl in his Kentucky blue bobbing up and down in this freezing cold water? Then go to SOKY.org, click the red and blue plunge button, make a tax-deductible gift to Special Olympics Kentucky, and then enjoy watching Darryl getting his at the polar plunge.
I'm Teresa Bachman with the exciting new force in the midsize car market. The new Passat has arrived at Bachman Volkswagen. It's a new force in safety, premium features, and fuel economy, and it's exclusively for everyone at Bachman Volkswagen. The redesigned Passat is premium without a premium price. They're in stock at Bachman Volkswagen, your #1 Volkswagen dealer. The force is strong with this one.
Bachman makes a difference. A Bluegrass Golf Tour card featuring Chariot Run, Bardstown Country Club at Maywood, Rosewood Country Club, Indian Springs, Cave Valley Golf Resort, the Falls Golf Resort, the Bull, and Stonecrest Golf Course is available now. Get your golf tour card and play 8 great courses with cart for one low price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. You can play anytime, but you must get your golf tour card now.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, check out Allstate Ford's pre-owned inventory at allstatetrucks.com. Large selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Also, a nice selection of Ford-certified pre-owned vehicles. Allstate Ford on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
What Makes a Champion is brought to you by the home of the champ, the Ali Center, and Jenny Conkey says one of the champ's core values is confidence.
Muhammad Ali once said, "I've never let anyone talk me out of believing in myself," and he didn't. What makes a champion? Confidence. Come learn more at the Ali Center.
Cal says what makes UK women's basketball coach Matthew Mitchell and the Lady Hoops team potential SEC champs is that up-tempo style they play.
He and I talk twice a week. I'll stop in the office. He'll stop in my office. I'll stop in his practice. He'll stop in my practice. You know, he has done such a fabulous... He's selling out Memorial. We played Alabama sellout. Valerie Steele was back. I mean, it was really... I mean, and they're really good. Like, they're really good. They're fun to watch. My players love watching them play. Coach, why don't we play a little like them? Let us go a little bit, you know.
It is absolutely up-tempo. I thought it was fascinating. I wanted to ask Cal about that. The men's team is number 1. The women's team is number 6. You think they got to compare notes, especially Matthew, about, you know, how do you handle the ranking, the expectations, how do you keep them focused, how do you keep them from, you know, getting wrapped up in all of that. And so it's an interesting dynamic because the practice facilities are literally down the hall from each other, the offices are down the hall from each other, so you know they have to talk.
And the talk is that this team, I think they have a real shot at making the Final Four in the men and women's program this year. Well, our topics on our Game Time storyline today: due date remake, toast to the pros, and winter in Florida.
When you make a decision like this, it has to be based on more than, you know, just the program. It's based on, you know, the coaches and who you're going to be spending time with the next 4 years. And I really just fell in love with all the coaches and players.
Patrick Toll is talking about a decision all those high school football stars made this week as they made their selection of where they're going to go collegiately. And this class of Kentucky recruits is a lot better than a 5-7 team should probably expect.
Last year we brought in 25, 11 of those 25 got on the field. There could easily been about 4 or 5 other ones that could have got on the field. The other guys probably needed a year of development, but there was a couple other guys that could have got on the field. We feel like that this is that type of class or might even be even better than the class that we put together last year.
It was a fascinating turn into the last few days for UK. They had no business escalating the recruiting class the way they did. Khalid Henderson, the guy had Ole Miss offers. Dyshon Mobley, the all-time leading rusher in the state of Tennessee, picks Kentucky. This kid, Justin Taylor, look out. But to me, we'll get back to this in a minute. Running back from Georgia, they're supposed to go to Alabama, ends at Kentucky. Jalen Whitlow was supposed to go to Arkansas State, ends up in the 11th hour coming to Kentucky, despite a call from Cam Newton to try to get him to stay at Arkansas State with Gus Malzahn. He came anyway. But Justin Taylor, this is the situation UK faces in recruiting. So it's kind of a sobering reality here. One of the very best players in UK's signing class was a kid that Alabama said, well, we don't have any room for you, son. You may have to go somewhere else. That's how far they are and how much work they have cut out every year recruiting the SEC.
The last player in Alabama's class is the best player in Kentucky's class. Think about that. Well, Charlie Strong and Clint Hurts spent so much time together in the car driving through the South trying to pick out future Cardinals. They should be considered if they do a remake of the movie Due Date.
You know, one week here I was with Coach Hurt, and we started down in Miami. We went from Miami to West Palm, from West Palm up to Port St. Lucie, to Orlando, up to Valdosta, up to Savannah, back down to Lake City. I mean, that was a trip now, I'll tell you that. I told Hurt, I don't know if I can drive around with him that much, so the way my man drives. So, but it was a fun trip. But
I'm picturing these guys at the rental counter arguing with the lady saying, listen, we've got to have the upgrade. You cannot put these two huge human beings in a little bitty car. Well, one of my favorites, and here's the thing people don't realize that maybe don't go to Florida a whole lot, Miami and Savannah, Georgia are not close together.
Yeah.
That is a long way away. One of my favorite stories too was one of the recruits in Miami said that he knew that Louisville was a place for him when these two big men could handle his mom's chili.
Now think about that.
Super spicy.
Those two guys locked in a car together after eating chili.
Woo!
That's
a
a road
long
trip.
road trip. And I would just love to be a fly on the wall on that road trip. Because after a while you're in a road trip.
No flies survived that for
No, they're good. But after a while, you're in the car with somebody and you get a little chippy and you're like, move your elbow. Would you? And those two guys are big.
Yeah.
But they got it done. They got all those places he mentioned. They got recruits in those cities.
Well, Patrick Tolles is the face of this UK recruiting class, and he says he's coming to Kentucky because he believes Kentucky can get him to the pros.
Well, they run a pro-style offense, which translates well to the next level, which is the ultimate goal for me. And I'm going to have a lot of players around me in the coming out of my recruiting class, and a lot of good receivers. And first of all, I've got to compete for the starting quarterback job. Before I can start playing well, I've got to outplay the other quarterbacks. So hopefully, I get down there and can show everybody what I have.
It's really fascinating to watch because I was talking to Randy Sanders after signing day, and he said, Howland's runs basically the same offense UK runs, which is close to what Baylor, which is close to the New York Giants. So we all run basically the same type of offense. You just call it different things. And this kid has also had Jared Lorenzen working with him every day, in addition to Dale Mueller, the coach at Highlands, who's done a pretty nice job of putting out quarterbacks. And he had someone, Chris Collinsworth, of all people, watching him on his footwork and yelling at him if his footwork wasn't just right. So even Sanders admitted this kid's probably going to be ahead of the curve once he gets here and starts competing.
Coming up, Cal tells us what needs fixing at Kentucky is everything. And we'll have that right after Howie tells us about CardinalSports.com.
You got it. The best way to get all your recruiting coverage. Signing day just happened. We're already starting on 2013. Log on to CardinalSports.com. We've got videos of the top prospects in the city. We've got videos of the top prospects in the state. All your signing day coverage. Video of Charlie Strong. Everything you need. CardinalSports.com.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, stop by Allstate Ford and test drive a new Edge or Explorer. Or visit us online at allstatetrucks.com. Allstate Ford on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
I am not going in there. I'm not going in there either, and you can't make me. You can't make me.
Daryl can't make Howie take the polar plunge, but you can. Hi, I'm Gary Gupton, the president of Special Olympics Kentucky. Card fans, wouldn't you love to see Daryl in his Kentucky blue bobbing up and down in this freezing cold water? Then go to SOKY.org, click the red and blue plunge button, make a tax-deductible gift to Special Olympics Kentucky, and then enjoy watching Daryl getting his at the polar plunge.
I'm Teresa Bachman with the exciting new force in the midsize car market. The new Passat has arrived at Bachman Volkswagen. It's a new force in safety, premium features, and fuel economy, and it's exclusively for everyone at Bachman Volkswagen. The redesigned Passat is premium without a premium price. They're in stock at Bachman Volkswagen, your #1 Volkswagen dealer. The force is strong with this one.
Bachman makes a difference. A Bluegrass Golf Tour card featuring Chariot Run, Bardstown Country Club at Maywood, Rosewood Country Club, Indian Springs, Cave Valley Golf Resort, the Falls Golf Resort, the Bull, and Stonecrest Golf Course is available now. Get your golf tour card and play 8 great courses with cart for one low price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. You can play anytime, but you must get your golf tour card now.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, check out Allstate Ford's pre-owned inventory at allstatetrucks.com. Large selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Also, a nice selection of Ford-certified pre-owned vehicles. Allstate Ford on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
What needs fixing on the Red and Blue Review? Brought to you by Doug Jones Home Improvements.
Renovating rough is fine with Cal, but he says what really needs fixing at UK is everything.
We need to rebuild our campus too. So I would encourage all the state legislators. This is the flagship campus. We have 500 new beds out of 6,000, 50-year-old dorms, 60-year-old dorms. We need new classrooms. They need to rebuild the campus, and they need to do it over a 4 or 5 year period ASAP. And now they build the place down there. If that's what they choose to do, rebuild Rupp, I'm fine. Because it's good for our city. But whatever is good for our university is also good for our city.
Kind of interesting to me to see a top-notch basketball coach, top-tier coach like that. Okay, you can build a new arena for $300 million, or you can take $100 million, renovate Rupp, but it's like, okay, don't forget that extra $200 million. Go fix the campus because it's a mess. It's right, it's not that attractive. It needs a lot of work.
Yeah, it's honestly not a very good-looking campus. Rick says what needs fixing at U of L is Gorgie's passing.
I think someday he's going to be like a David Paget. More scoring version. I think he's going to be a terrific facilitator. He's a little careless. Sometimes he holds it with one hand. But as he gets stronger, he'll be able to fend off pressure better. And he's going to be an excellent passer and a triple threat guy.
We're just seeing glimpses of what Gorgie Jang could be. He was standing at the foul line the other day and did a bounce pass kind of behind his back to Shane Bohannon for an easy layup. That is a big-time move. That's a David Paget-style pass. If he could start running that kind of high-post passing thing that David Paget did, wow, look out, because Gorgie Jang is so talented.
Coming up this weekend is the Cats against the Gamecocks, and Rutgers goes rolling against the Big Red. We'll have it on our weekend show on the Red and Blue Review. The Red and Blue Review has been brought to you by PNC Bank, Allstate Ford Truck Sales, and the Muhammad Ali Center.
I am not going in there. I'm not going in there either, and you can't make me. You can't make me.
Daryl can't make Howie take the polar plunge, but you can. Hi, I'm Gary Gupton, the president of Special Olympics Kentucky. UK fans, wouldn't you love to see Howie in his cardinal red colors bobbing up and down in this freezing cold water? Then go to SOKY.org, click the red and blue plunge button, make a tax-deductible gift to Special Olympics Kentucky, and enjoy watching Howie getting his